minute. Okay. We are live.
Ladies and gentlemen, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep from the land of Oz, through the land of the forest, over the trees, to the hills, to Grandma's house we go. Ladies and gentlemen, you're right here at the LB hour, the no spin zone. This is the L, that is the B. I'm Lonnie, and good morning.
We're the full spin zone. We're not afraid to spin anything.
Right, exactly. So, well,
it's Friday, May 21st, 2021. So Friday Night Live tonight. And we have no act, but that's okay. We'll find a strolling minstrel.
Well, we do. We've got Tony Jones saying he's going to play, so he'll be there.
Well, I wasn't able to get a straight answer, so he might show
supposedly.
up.
I did. He'll be there at 6:30.
You what?
I did. He'll be there at 6 or 6:30, so he better be.
Oh, okay. So he's in. So okay. Well, we'll talk about that later.
But no, it's Tony Jones is a great entertainer, and I look forward to having him over. So.
Well, I hope he shows up. He wanted to get a big poker game together, and I wasn't into that, so I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Well, I thought you brought that up. No? Oh, well, whatever.
I came up with that idea, then it became a series of back and forth. So we'll see what happens. But we also have Joe Robbins, our sound man, and he's quite an entertainer, and who knows?
Well, yeah, let's chit-chat about that later
on. We'll forge on tonight. We won't spin it. We'll forge on. So what's up? You got good questions?
I didn't, today? Of course, always, but I didn't plan on spinaching anything. What was that? You said, rewind it for a second. You just said, we'll spinach on something. Huh?
Spin it.
Oh, spin it.
Spin it sounds like spinach.
I was trying to think, what the hell we spinach? How do you spinach something? Actually,
you make it stronger. It's like a Popeye thing.
I actually had a conversation with somebody last night and told them that often they were my spinach throughout my life. So I was like, oh, not my life, but in times and need, they were my spinach.
Oh, that's good.
They gave me strength. I'm like, oh, yeah, so it was kind of cool. It was interesting. But yeah, that was great. But yeah, so what gives you strength in this life, Brian?
Well, it's a little cliche, but God.
No, that's nothing wrong. Nothing cliche about that at all. It's you find strength in the good Lord. That's great. I get that. Or God in general. I totally, and I do as well. That's not this. Yeah, but so other than that, what gives you strength?
Well, that would be about all you need right there.
It's all you need. Right.
Yeah,
I agree.
The fact that I was created by someone or something, and my job is to create things and to work with other people and love the people in my inner circle, the family and friends.
Who are the people in your neighborhood?
Yeah.
In your neighborhood. Actually, that's good. It really is. I guess I was looking for a little different answer, but that was great. That'll work.
Well, having projects and things to do and stuff to look forward to gives me strength.
Yeah, just a positive outlook on things because you're doing good for yourself. I get that.
Well, it's like the classic Rocky about it's not how hard you get hit or how many times, it's that you get up every time.
Well, you know what? You should be able to recite that poem since it's sitting on your wall.
I'm still trying to find the perfect place to put that. It's that Rocky speech he gave to his son.
And what is it? Do you know what it says? Can you read it to us?
I don't have it here, but it was about how hard the world is, and the world's not going to give you any breaks, and you got to figure it out on your own. It's a rough place.
It is a rough place, and
it'll
beat you down.
Yeah,
it'll beat you down, and you got to get back up every time. No.
Well, especially if you live in Philly, that was a rough city.
Yeah, it was, but Okay, so these questions are going to come from. Actually, I'm going to change this clip.
Yeah, who's delivering these questions? Who's the
Well, I'm
source?
delivering them. However, they're being.
Who delivered them to you?
This is from scienceofpeople.com. The scienceofpeople.com. They have these pretty good starters, conversation starters. So if you have a problem with finding conversations to talk about, go on the internet, Googleize everything. GTS it, man. GTS, Google that shit because it'll be right there for you. It's like, and I think we've done pretty much most of these questions on here because they're all similar. So I'm going to change it to, is there a charitable cause that you support?
Oh yeah, a lot of them actually. Kelso Lions, which does scholarships for local youth. I'm very big on them. I like the Salvation Army. Uh, God, there's probably 10 or 12 that I really like.
Well, that's good. But is there, okay, and I know you got involved in the Lions. Where does most of their money go?
I think most to some of the Lions groups it goes to eyeglasses and this for sight, but our local Kelso Lions is very involved in scholarships for students. So I love that. Anytime you can help a young person with college or trade school or whatever, that's a great thing.
Absolutely. Anything that can give them inspiration and help them along the way right now as far as money goes.
Oh yeah.
College is redonkulous. I have to pay, we pay monthly on my daughter's college, of course, and it's not cheap. It's
Oh
not.
yeah.
Mind you, I think that she could have got a, sorry if she's listening, but we could have, she's not listening here. But anyways, she had a free ride anywhere in Washington State because she was on something called the College Bound, which meant that she had great grades, but her mom didn't get a 4-year college degree, and I did not get a 4-year college degree. So Washington State has that. If your parents are both lame ducks, then you can go to college for free if you sign up for it in the 7th grade.
Jeez.
So we had to sign up for it and then keep her grades up, and then she go all the way to college and then realized she didn't want to go to school here. She wanted to go to school in Idaho. It's you do what you can, but either way. And then right now, one thing about this our current president, he is enacting this first 2 years of college free in local college, junior colleges, 2 years free. That's freaking amazing. That's great. That'll save these kids $50,000.
Oh yeah, it's great. We don't want them to get in debt. Oh hey, another charity I really like. It's kind of like Charity Begins at Home. We had this group called the North Kelso Community Facebook page, and a guy came on and said this man that's having some issues that needs transportation wants a 3-wheel bike, and I pitched in, and then a bunch of people pitched in, and then you told me where maybe we could get a deal on a 3-wheel bike, and a local woman said if we don't get enough money by today, she will pay the rest. So the guy's getting his bike and he can then transport his groceries and all that. He was having a tough time. And it was just a local guy that saw him suffering basically and said, we're getting you, what do you need? And the guy said, I need a 3-wheel bike with a nice basket to go get my groceries. And we got it. So
I love it. I absolutely love it because that's what this place is about. Not just this place, but this place in life, this place in the world. That's what being here is all about, is helping others.
Yeah.
And you see somebody has an issue, you step in and say, hey, how can I help you?
Yeah.
It may be as simple as opening the freaking door for somebody, but a lot of times, how the hell could this guy ever afford a three-wheeler?
Yeah, and he was actually worried about us giving him money to buy the bike because that could throw off his SSI or whatever. So they are getting him the bike, and it's no administrative cost, 0. So that's cool.
I tell you, that's fantastic. I know exactly what he's talking about because being a person who's been disabled myself one time, if you say, okay, well, I appreciate the opportunity, you're gonna help me, but you're not really gonna help me if I need a 3-wheeled scooter, and then
Well, I think
somebody
it's
says,
a
no, I'm gonna give you.
I think it's an actual just a bicycle is what I thought, but I'm not sure.
Oh, well,
We'll
that's
find out.
fantastic.
Might be a scooter. We'll find out when he gets it. I'm really excited. But yeah, the people
So
just
he can pedal and
I
and
think that's what it is, but it's just I think it is a bike, but even if it is one of those scooters, it's just the idea that he can get to the store and have a basket because he was having a tough time getting his stuff to and from. So just some guy saw him and decided to do that. And I love that kind of that's charity begins at home, that grassroots stuff.
yeah, and then hopefully nobody steals it,
Oh,
Hope he
they
gets
will. They
I
will.
know.
And that's okay.
So
We'll get another one or we'll get it back. So this
that's the way. That's
yeah,
right.
in small communities though, the word gets around. If somebody steals it, we know who stole it. We'll just get it back.
And we
So
know whose it is.
yeah.
Um, but
But
no, that's fantastic.
the idea this guy just saw this guy and he had seen him a few times and he decided to see what he needed. And I thought, oh, that's a powerful thing. This guy that did this.
Well, yeah, I'm all about that. I mean, I have people, I see things happen, and I step up to the plate as much as possible. And that's the one thing that I feel like when I go up above, go to heaven, and somebody says, "Hey, so and so was in need in your life, and what did you do?" I can say, "Well, Your Honor, I stepped up to the plate. You know, I may have stepped up to the plate too many times in my life and overstepped my bounds for people where I think that they could use something, but um, I'm like, I just wanted to provide a smile and you know, uh, or a person in need for sure. I love that, Brian. That's a great story. Yeah, yeah. No, yesterday we were trying to figure out what we could do for a friend. And we're putting together a service for my friend and that passed away, and we were trying to think of how can we honor her the best possible. Can we raise money for her? The cause that she basically worked on was hospice, and she loved helping children at hospice because she would raise that's a she would raise money at hospice, and most of the money she made and stuff would go to, and she worked volunteer hours through the like the children's grief camp, and that's a huge thing. I think that people don't know that it's there, and they need to, because kids, when somebody passes away, it's a horrible thing, and so she'd raise money for their camps and stuff, and so we were gonna raise money for that or for mental illness because in the last year or two she had some mental illness, and so we were debating on that. But then instead we decided we're going to raise money for a cement bench in her name
Oh wow.
that to maybe put at the hospice camp, or at a local park that she would go to all the time, and it'll say right on it, in the name of her, please take this needed mental break that
Oh,
this
okay. I
was
love
for.
that.
Yeah,
That's
because
another group that I love. It's called National Alliance of Mental Illness. They had a local one, NAMI. They helped my sister, my younger sister, who had a lot of struggles, and helped my mom to give her support. So that was a
yeah,
great. I love that group. I've stayed in contact with some of them. That's a great group. Mental health is important, and yeah, we need everybody to help out.
I'll tell you right now, if anybody knows anybody else in my life, um, if you need help, contact them, because I don't know anybody in my world that won't help somebody else.
Yeah.
I am yeah, you wouldn't be in my life if you wouldn't. You know what I mean? If you, it's not the type of person that people that I attract or I want in my circle. So yeah, you need anything from anybody, contact one of my friends.
Yeah.
Because I have some
Well,
pretty damn good friends.
good example is Zach. He can fix anything. He can do anything. He can do construction. He can do all these things, and he'll come in. And if we're doing it, he'll tell us the thing we could do differently to make it done right, or he'll just help out and do it. So
Yeah.
sometimes just giving your expertise.
Yeah, for sure. Whatever you happen to have that you can offer help with. I mean, that's the whole name of this game in the world. I mean, I kid you not. I mean, I'm gonna have to flip back to my my own little favorite my favorite quote here in a second, because
Well, who's your favorite charity if you were to think of an actual like national charity or local? What's your favorite?
well, so I've started a couple of charities myself here, and I'm not saying they're my favorites, but they're pretty damn good. Which is one, of course, is the 100 Men Who Care, and we get together. Normally, we get together every quarter, and we have about 100 guys, and we donate $100 each. And then at each meeting in particular, you have the opportunity to nominate a charity of your choice. Now, those charities have to be a local 501c charity. So the reason why is because we have to you have to have it nominated ahead of time, and then we have to spend the time to verify that it's actually a worthy charity, not worthy, but a actual charity, a legitimate charity. And then at that meeting, if your name gets drawn, then your charity gets to come up and speak on behalf of it, and they get like 5 minutes to talk about what's going on in their charity right now currently, and what's where the money's going to go, and they explain everything to everybody. And so with their best speech, they get to have the opportunity of winning that large sum of money that one night, which is $10,000 or more sometimes, or whatever, but depending on the people that show up there. But then sometimes it's less. It depends on the night. But we do this, and it's the best way, I think, to know, hey, this is what's going on in the community right now. This is where with a small donation we can make a huge impact. And you may not win your charity every time, obviously, but you learn about what's going on, and you learn about what's going on in the community house, or would it be it could be a father's house, some type of program that they're doing in churches and stuff. Wherever the current need is at is where people come there and they ask for your money. And it's great because all these guys, it's the most democratic thing I've ever seen in my life, where you actually get to choose where your money's going to go. And
then, that's a great idea.
Yep. And so we all do that, and then that's a great one. And then there is a national people who care, or 100 people who care.
Oh, I like that.
We are basically a faction of that, which is the Northwest 100 Men Who Care. And there's a 100 Women Who Care. The 100 Women Who Care get together same every quarter, and they do the exact same thing that we do, but that way the ladies feel better. And sometimes, I mean, we don't. If you're a girl, you can go to the guys. If you're a guy, you can go to the girls. But honestly, it's a ladies who care, and it's a men who care, and they get together. They get together, and they get to figure out what's going on as well in the community. And it's just it's a really great cause. Both of them are, and we do a lot of good. We've given away hundreds of thousands of dollars, and probably almost $500,000 or over $500,000 now, I think. Actually, probably $1 million, almost. No, probably over $500,000. But then also one of the charities that
how long have you been involved? Like 15 years?
No, that's only 3 years old. Here, we started here the lady started theirs about 3.5 years ago, and I was 2 months behind it when we started the men's.
Well, I think you're looking maybe like 150,000, because $500,000 would take 10 years at the pace you're talking about. 10
Yeah.
thou every 3 months. That's about 40
Well,
grand.
yeah, you're probably right.
Probably
You figure two.
120.
Well, it's never 10,000. Sometimes it's more than that, and sometimes it's less than that. So we'll just
Yeah.
say $10,000. But either way, $10,000 every 4 times a year. That's $40,000, and there's girls is $40,000. So that's $80,000. That times that by 3 years, divide it maybe
Yeah.
besides this. So
Well, that's pretty
that's two
good.
hundred
That's
forty thousand. You're right. That's $250,000. Phrase that
still
$250,000.
still very impressive. And I would think there's no administrative costs to
There's
that.
zero. Yeah, we don't even have a bank account really. So
That's awesome.
yeah, I think the ladies talked about having some type of a bank account, which is kind of just makes it hard to do certain things when you want to do things. And I mean, if I want to get cups made, I got to figure out how I'm going to do this legally, so I'm not spending any money of the
Yeah. Yeah. If somebody wanted to put their own
donate.
money in.
Yeah, that's what they've done. I've gotten everything made. I've gotten shirts. I've gotten made hats. We've got all kinds of stuff out there to promote it. But and right now, actually, we are currently not defunct. We are just on this COVID. The last year has been a bugger on so many charities. So and then another one that I care.
Everything's had a little trouble, but some charities have done better because they figured out online ways to do it.
Yeah, I don't know many charities that have done. Actually, the only charities I know that have done better are actually the government programs. And so, yeah, but 501c nonprofits, I don't know any of them that are doing better. Actually, yeah, unless you're getting government stuff, there's nobody's doing better. I think in the 501c, but maybe I'm wrong. I know that the another group I helped start called it was the Young Urban Professionals, Lower Columbia, or excuse me, it was the it was not the yuppies, not the yuppies, but it was the shoot. Oh shoot, we have so many of them, my brain just went foggy there for a second. It is the what's part of the Chamber of Commerce. It's kind of like the younger section. It was the younger section of the Chamber of Commerce, which was basically it is the what is that group, Brian? You've been to my events, I think.
Lower Columbia Professionals.
Young, yeah, the what was it again? I'm sorry.
Young Lower Columbia Professionals.
The LCP. Shit, my brain is just whack. It was the LCP, the Lower Columbia Professionals. It used to be the Young Lower Columbia Professionals, but as we all aged, we decided to stay going, and we've raised a lot of money, and and all that goes to scholarships. Now we do scholarships for mostly college, and then last few years we started doing for kids who want to go to trade schools and some other third party schools or education for them. So that's really cool. I'm proud of that one too. That's a great one. We started that in 2007, I think. So, and I recommend it. It's been a really fun ride for everybody. But my favorite quote of all time is, "I shall pass through this world but once. Any good, therefore, that I can do, or any kindness that I can show to any human being, let me do it now. Let me not defer or neglect it, for I shall not pass this way again." And that's from Jerry Lewis, the great Jerry Lewis. But yeah, so look it up if you would like, folks. That's a fantastic quote.
Oh yeah, it's one of my favorites. I'd say it's your favorite.
Yeah, that is my favorite. Yeah, I've got it on a banner somewhere in my house, but I don't ever put it up. I should. I should. It's a good motto to live by. But yeah, no, I think that anything in particular can be a good charity if you find yourself. If you walk outside and see somebody like your neighbor did, saw another neighbor in need, they said, "Hey, look, we can help that," and it's like, oh my gosh, what a great idea, says your other neighbor. And then next thing you know, there's 3 people together to put together $3, and in one block, I'm sure you probably raised enough money to get that bike, you know?
Well, yeah, and some anonymous woman saw that we were getting some donations, but it wasn't as fast as she wanted. So she said, if it's not there by Friday, she'll make up the difference. So I think she's not going to need to donate anything because when people heard that, they start giving more. So
Yeah, no, for certain.
I got an
No,
article here. I got a little article. This is how COVID-19 pandemic has changed how we give to charity. It's from the Future of Philanthropy, so I will just recommend this to people. But it does say that some charities have actually grown during this and have given more, especially hunger relief. That some charities are doing better because they've adapted.
yeah, well, yeah, that's awesome.
Like United Way used to go to your place of business and try to get you to kick in part of your paycheck every week, but it's hard to go to the businesses now. So maybe
Absolutely. Well,
they've
not,
suffered, but yeah, other ones have done online events and things like that. And so they're actually doing better with less administrative costs.
yeah, I get that. And I see I know how they're doing it. It's just, you know, it's, it's just one of those things that's not easy. And once you get it going again, it's maybe they're doing better in the long run, but through the last year, not being able to meet face to face,
Yeah.
and a lot of people who actually care about, a lot of people who donate, who want to donate, they are not necessarily of the spry age. They're kind of older. They're
Yeah.
seasoned people, and those seasoned people often couldn't figure out how to use Facebook or Zoom calls. And so I love them to death. They're amazing people, but maybe, you know what I'm talking about? So a lot of people cannot figure out the Zoom calls, as easy as they are. They're not all, and not everybody has a computer, you know?
Yeah.
So all of a sudden you have these people who are just left out in the wind. A lot of them are.
But
And
they can be reached. It's like I've given more probably during the pandemic than I did before it. And a lot of people are like that. So I think the charities that are smart and able to adapt, they're making more. They're getting more donations and doing more good with less cost. So that's kind of cool. I think everybody will come around, and then some will go back to what they were doing before,
yeah,
which is good.
no, for certain. I'm all about charity. Charity begins at home. And if you ever want to know how to get your kid involved in something, go ring a bell at the Salvation Army.
Yeah.
Because when you ring bells at Salvation Army, you will see the most amazing thing happen. Everybody, I mean, not everybody for certain will donate a little bit of money, right? But the people who have nothing will come dig in their car, get their change, and they'll give every dollar they have to that cause, the Salvation Army, because they know that it's going to people worse than them.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
And
it's just amazing.
they know it's efficiently run and a very,
Yeah.
very low administrative cost.
Yeah,
And
so
they still
average is
get,
about 15 to 17%, I think, is the average.
yeah. And
Which
they're
is,
a major organization. To keep it that low is really impressive. And then we see so many examples of the Salvation Army doing good
yeah,
in the community. We see it all the time. So it's like they don't even have to advertise as much as a lot of other charities because we know about them.
that's right. Now, I'll tell you what, Brian, I've changed my questions. My questions right now are going to come from radioflyer.com.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, radioflyer.com, and it's a flyer with an LYER. So, anyways, but
Well, that's how it's spelled otherwise.
huh? Well,
That's
I
how
know, but I'm just explaining people. Radioflyer.com.
If it was IER, it'd be like a flyer. That'd be good. Radio
Well,
flyer. I kind of like that.
Well, that's why, radioflyer.com. Okay, so, and then this is a 25 conversation starters from families. So here we go.
Do it, family.
If you could be any animal, which one would you be and why?
I'd be the Black Panther because I'm quick as a cat and I stalk the forests and I help those who can't help themselves, and I
How's the panther?
I attack what must be attacked.
Attack what must be attacked. I know you're,
But I'm quiet.
You're a cat guy. I know.
Yeah, I'm
But that's cool.
stealthy.
Black Panther. Black Panther is pretty cool. I actually loved the Black Panther in 1970. They were pretty right on.
Well, that
But
was my favorite group growing up. Them and the Monkeys. I like the Black Panthers and the Monkeys. They were my two favorites.
no, but even in the Jungle Book, the Black Panther's name was what?
I don't
Bahik.
know. Brian,
No, it was
Ethan.
no, it was like Bahik. I can't remember now. Damn it! Somebody help me! But no. So Bahigra, no, Bahiga. What was it name? That damn black cat.
Well, it's probably
I don't know, but he had to be very, very tough. One of the toughest guys in that thing. He did help Mowgli, and he saved him, and he trained him, and he educated him, and so that was really sweet of that Black Panther. So you can be the Black Panther all you want, Brian. I think I would be.
Well, it's probably cultural appropriation though, but
could be.
Who knows?
Yeah, I think I would like to be just a silverback gorilla. I think that's pretty much how I'd handle if I could be an animal for a day. And why? Because you can go through life without. I mean, I don't have fear, but without worry. You go through life without worry and without you go through. You can climb anything. You can do whatever you want to do, and yeah, they're just badass looking animals. And they're close to the human genes, but not exactly. Mind you, not. But they can sign language. They can talk a little bit. They speak. But that's my imitation of. I used to be able to do really, really good monkey, gorilla, and I can't do it now. But
well, they have chimpanzees that actually teach each other sign language. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, well, those are called humans.
No, they have. It was done at Central Washington University. They had. He had chimpanzees there that not only learned 100 or 150 signs, taught other chimpanzees signs.
That's cool. That's impressive. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was Dr. Fouts. I saw him. He showed up at Central as I was leaving. I thought, man, if I could get another 2 years there, I'd just study with him. I probably should have done that. But yeah, he had a great talk. He came in and said, we're going to change the world here at Central. And he had a whole building for it and everything.
That's pretty cool.
I'll show the chimp.
Kudos to him.
Yeah.
Is it still going on?
I think he retired. He showed his missing finger and he said, this is what happens when communication doesn't work with a chimpanzee. Bit his finger off. Bit his finger off.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Well, he should have said, don't eat my finger, not eat my finger. He said, trying to, you can't really sign language without a finger. So
yeah. Well,
you must get that middle one.
Chimpanzees are cute, but they will
tear your face off.
Rip your face and testicles off. That's their main go-to. So you better get your sign language down.
I know. I always thought I wanted one as a kid. Remember BJ and Bear?
Yeah, BJ and the Bear with Greg Evigan.
Yeah, he had a chimpanzee. He was pretty cool.
That's when television itself jumped the shark. The whole industry went too far.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm going to go on to the next question here, by the way.
Yeah.
But if you could only eat one meal for the rest of your life, Brian, what would it be?
Oh, I think I'd go steak and lobster. I think I'd have to do it.
Wow. Yeah.
Protein. I need protein if I'm going to stalk the jungle.
I got you. The reason why I would say it's weird because I would say pizza because you can change everything, but in all honesty, I would say pizza is like a sandwich. It's an open-faced sandwich. If there's anybody out there that's listening who disagrees with me, you're wrong. I've had people tell me they don't like pizza. Like, how the hell can you not like pizza? I didn't say what kind. I just said pizza, and they'd say, I like pizza. It's like, are you kidding me? Why? How could you not like pizza? It's like saying I like sandwiches, or because you can change the toppings at all times. You can change the sauce. You can change the amount of everything. and if it's burnt or if it's not, you get to choose all the stuff. How can you say I don't like the choices? I mean, I don't like the options of pizza because it's like everything. You have every option there is. I don't know. This is my personal thing. Although I've had probably 3 people in my life tell me they don't like pizza. I'm like,
Yeah, some people don't like crust. They're not into carbs, so they won't eat pizza at all. So
yeah, but you can pick the freaking topping off it and see it that way. I'm like, how can you just say I don't like pizza? It was weird to me. It's such a I haven't had pizza actually for probably a couple weeks, which is great. Normally I have pizza more often, but when I was a kid, I didn't eat pizza. I didn't eat meat. So, and then as I got into high school, I got a job at Pietro's and started making the cheese pizzas and then I started eating pepperoni a little bit, and that's all the meat that I ate until I got to about the age of 25, and then I had my first hamburger.
wow,
Yeah,
really,
yeah. So
it's amazing.
I don't worry about my I don't know, my lipids and all kinds of stuff in my blood pressure. Oddly enough, I just didn't eat a lot of it as a kid growing up at all. So I feel
Yeah,
like I saved myself a little bit, you know. And I was also told that peanut butter, which I absolutely have way too much of probably, but um, peanut butter helps with blood sugar and for diabetes and stuff, and
yeah.
you know, and because of that, I may have skipped because of how much peanut butter I eat in my life. I may have skipped getting diabetes because of that. You
Oh
never know.
wow.
Yeah, I'm like, you never know that combination of life that, and God says, hey, you know what? You're not gonna like this. You're not gonna like that. And then there's reasons for it. There's reasons why you take a left instead of a right on some intersection. I
Yeah.
guarantee you, somebody's controlling those dials a little bit, just a little bit. But
Well, I actually
yeah,
like liver, not with onions, though. Just good liver if it's done well. We grew up on that. I had it at least once a week, so that probably
yeah,
helped me.
I'm sure you did with some fava beans.
Yeah, with non-fat dry milk, you'd have to mix it with water. That's
I'm
actually
not
a healthy diet, probably, if you have a non-fat milk and liver.
well. I just that the fact that you're saying or human organs eating them are just I don't see that. You know, but whatever. You know, what kind of liver are you talking about?
It was whatever liver my mom bought at the store and come home with these stringy steaks that you'd have to have a really good knife.
I always, one thing about I don't remember, I don't know which ones those were, but I know
It's
that
just
like
classic. I think it's cow. I would assume cow liver,
I
calf's
think
liver.
I eat, a lot of my girlfriends will think that I ate liver because I can't even do this joke because it's so bad, but it's about the D, and you D liver every time, man. You you do. I can always deliver, baby. I was kidding, but that's it. It's deliver and deliver. I was going to go with that and decided I better not. So FCC won't. What is it? FCC will watch after me. Something not good. You never know. But either way, folks, we won't go on that bad joke right now.
Well, I do that a
So
lot.
what do you want to?
Yeah, if you don't know where the joke's going, it's good, but it might end up where you just ended up. I do that a lot, where I try to
it
get
was
them
like
where
it was
I'm going.
like liver and D liver. Yeah. Like, oh well, that would be a thing. Anyways, what would you rather fly to the moon or explore under the sea?
I'd want to go to the moon.
Yeah.
My brother was a scuba diver. I let him handle that. He did all the underwater. It's kind of creepy under there to me, actually. But the space idea, I like that. Space
Space out
exploration.
there isn't as creepy to you. I think that's. I think
Not
water.
It's not creepy. It's just scary because the minute the oxygen supply isn't there, I guess your head blows up like Pete Davidson. Was it? I saw a
Which, by the
skit where
way,
Pete
folks.
Davidson did this, and it only got up this high in the helmet, and it blew up his face. So
Yeah. Yeah.
there's a
Well,
lot
I
of
think.
pressure up there, but if there's pressure underwater too, it could blow you up down there too.
Yeah, it really can. Yeah, and by the way, folks, the skit he's talking about is off of SNL. Chad, in Chad in space. It's pretty funny,
Yeah.
and it was absolutely hilarious. I suggest you watching that one. I'm not even a Chad fan. That character, I'm not a fan of his, but that was damn good. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But if I could do anything, I think I'd rather do the under the sea. I always want, as a kid, I always wanted to be a submarine. You know, I don't want to
Yeah.
get the bends, but I kind of worried about that a little bit. So I would definitely do under the sea. Yep. I mean, for certain, I would go under the sea. I like that. I like the idea of seeing how far down that Mariana Trench that we can go. You know, and check out how deep does that go right now?
I
Do you
heard
know?
it's 7 miles. Is what
7 miles. Yeah. I underwater. That is,
yeah.
and they didn't even know really how deep it goes because they haven't been down to the bottom of it. You know.
Well, Jim
Good.
Cameron, remember the guy James Cameron from Terminator, the director? He went in a thing really low. He might have gone down to the bottom. He went as low as anybody ever had, apparently, in the sea. There's a video about it.
Really?
Yeah, he had this
Huh.
like submarine set up, and he went down there and he filmed it, I believe. So
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I'll look into that below. But yeah,
yeah,
yeah, look into those things, and you can see some pretty amazing creatures that we've never seen before. You know, they're like brand new. They always find new animals and sea life under there that they've
yeah.
never heard of before. So
It's
that's
pretty
cool.
wild though. The deepest I ever scuba dived was 25 feet, and that was pretty trippy. So I don't know.
Yeah, that would be. I don't know. Okay, Brian, what was your favorite toy as a kid and why?
Favorite toy. Well, I think it goes back probably Hot Wheels, but I would actually say a basketball. When I got my first basketball, that was freedom. I could take it anywhere and play anywhere. It's very simple, but a basketball.
No, that's great. Yeah, you give the kid very they can do a lot of stuff with a basketball or football or
Yeah.
basketball actually can be played by themselves.
Yeah. Well, and you can go to
Football,
other people's houses and they have hoops.
yep, and that's why you have a hoop at your house right now.
Yeah.
Somebody comes by, they can shoot a hoop, no big deal. It could be a free signs is free. Shoot a free hoop.
Well, when kids would come by, I do have them shoot hoops. And there was this kid that came over from Micronesia. He said, I've never shot a basketball. So I made him shoot for I didn't make him, but he shot for like 10 minutes. And then he hit this wild shot and he was happy and he left.
There you go.
Yeah. So if the kids come by, I get them shooting.
Yeah, it's funny. I was thinking about this the other day. I thought, how long has it been since I made a granny shot? I mean, I've made basketball shots here and there, not much, but here and there. But when you're a kid, you go for that 30-foot granny and you grab that basketball and you fling it up there to see how far you can actually throw it. Remember that
Yeah.
one? The
Oh, yeah. The
granny
granny
shot?
shot's famous. The Rick Barry, he's one of the greatest basketball players of all the time. And he was one of the great free throw shooters, shot a granny shot in the NBA.
Really?
Yeah. He 92% or something.
I've never seen somebody do a granny shot in the NBA. That'd be rad. I want to
Yeah.
see that. Well, so yeah,
Hall of Famer Rick Barry, one of the most unlikable people that's ever been created on the earth, but he was a heck of a shooter.
I liked how I always liked playing the game horse or pig,
Oh yeah.
around the world. And if
Oh,
you have a kid out there, if you have any kids, teach them to play that horse and pig
oh, it's
and
great.
around the world, because a horse or a pig, either way, you go right behind the person, and if they make it, you have to make it. If they don't make it, you can go anywhere you want. But you go find it, and if you make it and they don't, it's an H, it's an O, it's an R. It's an easy game. They're great easy games for basketball, and they're fun for everybody. And then of course you can pick your shot, like say it's a granny shot or off the backboard, whatever. Make it interesting. But those are the best. Those are fun games right there.
Oh
I think
yeah.
I think that one of my toys that I loved as a kid. Well, I did love the Capsilla, which was like a erector set. I love those, but I also I loved an Armstrong. What's his name? It was a doll. When you stretch him out, remember him?
Yeah.
You know, yeah, Armstrong. What was his name? Something Armstrong. Huh?
Which Armstrong you talking about? Neil?
Neil Armstrong. Well, no, it was a
Billy Joe?
no, it was a huge doll, muscle bound doll, and you wrap him around.
Oh, Stretch Armstrong.
Stretch Armstrong. Yeah, there you go. Stretch Armstrong. Yeah, there. He can stretch me out by the name of the word there. Yeah, it's great. Stretch Armstrong. There's another one too that we had there, but
I like that.
they were kind of cool dolls, and you just wrap around your bike or whatever, around part of it, tie him up, and he came here. I don't know, it's kind of just a decoration almost. It's kind of
Oh
fun,
yeah.
but it's cool. Yeah, he was great, and then also I love the. I got the Red Redder BB gun. I still have my Red Redder BB gun.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a pretty cool thing.
Mine was used in a crime still at the Kelso Police Evidence Room. So that was
mine was used in many crimes.
1971. Okay, here's this. You got to look at this. Rick Barry on the left, or the guy in the yellow, he's one of the greatest free throw shooters of all time, and his son's a college player shooting the granny shot. But he shot 92%, I believe, from the free throw line. One of the greatest of all time did the granny shot. So look that up. The granny shots actually can be the most effective for free throws.
Well, it is where I suck. That's the best way to do it. Yeah. Well, the granny shot is directly right there, straight, just boom, boom. Yep.
Yeah, so it's better set up for the free throw because it's from the middle. Because when you're doing this, you got one
Yep.
hand. So.
Yep, exactly.
They tried it with Shaq, but he couldn't pull it off. Shaq had trouble with free throws, big time trouble.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
He's reach out and touch the ball in the hole.
If you meet Shaq and you bring up free throws, you may get hurt. You may see a silverback in its natural habitat because Shaq is giant. Not that he's an ape. That's not a racist.
I know. I'm waiting for that correction.
Yeah. So if I came off as racist, I'm just going to say I'm a racist. But actually, I just meant he's giant, he's powerful, but he had trouble shooting free throws. They tried the granny. It just didn't work for him. But yeah, Shaq suffered through a lot of indignity because he missed all those free throws. They would just foul him, so he would miss them and they get the ball. So.
Yeah, he's a tough dude. Well, that's okay. Actually, when people get that large, you can put a name behind him. My friend, I'm sure I love him to death. He's like a brother to me. My friend Mike. He walks. He is a human gorilla. I mean, he's just this big old lumbering, and he's got this body. I swear to you, his body is like that of a gorilla. So. It's okay. I mean, and I've got another friend of mine who's a Hawaiian guy. Mike is actually about as white as you can get, so then there's no racism.
Yeah,
yeah. Just the size and the shape.
Comment is just size and power, extreme power.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, exactly. Power. Oh my gosh. Yeah. We would give Mike. We said Mike. We said you have that monkey strength. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Watch him pick up a couch, a full size couch, over his shoulder and one arm, and I'm like, because we couldn't met. We're all messing with it. He's like, just flips it up on his freaking arm. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we were just like,
really
okay.
Nice guy, the real personable guy.
Yeah.
Gentle giant syndrome.
Yes, he is absolutely. But yeah, and then I have another friend of mine who's much shorter, but he's a Hawaiian. And he's got that, I want to say Samoan, not Hawaiian, but say Samoan. And he's got that build that's just like terrifying. Actually, yeah. I mean, it looks like, when you say it, I mean, he's got the shape of a gorilla, a little bit smaller version, but it's like, I mean, you watch this guy's muscle. 8th grade, his muscles were just up and down. You're like, oh, what the hell's wrong with this guy? He's got, almost like Brian Thompson, that actor. He has There's no muscle or no fat in his face and stuff, in the upper area.
Well, or his body, so he would be big and ripped. And you're like, how do you get that pretty much naturally? But some people have
Yeah,
that.
that's crazy. People like that should be in bodybuilding. It's just so can show us what it's it's like cheating syndrome. Really, it's kind of like a cheating thing, I think. But hey, I was born with this extra fat. Why can't I show that off? Why can't I do that? People don't like the lumpies. As you call me lumpy. There you go. But if you could build anything in your backyard when you're younger, what would it be? What would you make, and why?
Build anything in the backyard?
When you were a kid, yeah.
Oh, when I was a kid, I did. I built a track setup, track and field. I had long jump, pole vault, shot put, discus, not javelin. We had all the events, hurdles in my backyard using sawhorses for hurdles. And some people still have injuries from that.
I imagine. Yeah, that's cool though. You had the old track and field right there. And because that you were at the age when I'm trying to think here. I remember when I was a little kid looking up to people your age because we were watching Howard Cosell on the Olympics, I think, or something like that.
Oh yeah, he always talked about the great
those
stars.
Olympic games were fantastic for getting kids, pumped up and saying, "Hey, I want to try that." And you go outside and you grab a freaking rock and see how far you can throw it.
Yeah, and then we had Bruce Jenner showed up, and then all the kids in my little neighborhood area wanted to be in track, so we started a track club because of Bruce Jenner.
Yeah. That's good. That's great. I'm actually like the world's most, not the world's. I just am not a fan of Bruce Jenner, because I think that honestly, I think that he's the biggest narcissist in the world. You know what I mean? I think that he has to be in front of the camera 1,000% of the time. Him and the current administrator, Donald Trump, are very similar in that way. And they, no matter what it is, they have to have a shining, your light's been snuffed out. Why the hell do you keep trying to come out and, you have 15 minutes of fame, people.
Well, I think Bruce Jenner earned a little more than 15 minutes of fame. He was the world's greatest athlete. He gave
and because of that, he deserved a little more.
Yeah, he gave pride to America. You should have seen the pride in 1976. It was mind-boggling.
Yes, but that's it. Take your time and take the time that you got and appreciate that. He was great at one thing, and that was getting American kids to get involved in their sports. That's amazing. He can go through this life and should be proud of that for the rest of his life. And he helped a lot of kids that way. But now he's like, well, I'm out of the spotlight now. What do I do? Well, I get a TV show. Oh, that's not enough for you? Oh, well, you're fading from the screen. Let's have some controversies. Hey, I'm fading from the screen. Okay, I'm going to go out and cut my manhood off.
I don't think he did that. I don't think he ever did any cutting. I don't think there's been cutting yet.
He's taking some hormones.
Yeah, I haven't heard about any cutting.
Yeah, so he's playing up and drag as I know people out there that are transsexuals and so forth, but in particular, I'm sure he is too. He obviously had the issue to begin with, but I think that him, it's like he has to have a spotlight. If I was him and I had to become a transsexual, I would have, faded from life and said, hey, I've changed. I have changed. This is not me anymore. You don't go, hey, I'm gonna go this. I don't know. I'm just not happy with his choices, and he has to be back on the camera spotlight every moment. Now, as doing the most, trying to do the biggest event in his life by becoming a female. Now, that's not good enough. He wants to become the congresswoman or whatever or the governor of California. It's like, can you get enough? Of yourself. There's just the guy is just got to be on the TV at all times. Girl, the female, the whatever, the person. Bruce Jenner is no longer Bruce Jenner.
Well, I just looked it up and it says he has gotten the surgery, so I don't know. Maybe he has, maybe he hasn't.
Yeah, well, Well, I
Yeah.
think. Well, yeah. Either way, but having to be on TV 24 hours a day, every day of the year, yeah, it's just ridiculous. I mean, he's so addicted to himself. It's insane. To popularity, he's
Well, I
like,
think a lot of those entertainers and athletes are. Think about Regis. He was on television more than any human being. He had to be on every day.
yeah. Now it's because he was just it wasn't all about him though. Regis was all about promoting other things.
Yeah.
He was a human promoter of other people and things. So
Oh yeah, I love
I
Regis.
think that's a big difference, a little bit. It's instead of saying, "Hey, the spotlight's on me," he's able to shine that spotlight somewhere else at all times. So that's great. I applaud Regis. I hope that was why he did that stuff. He could do it, so
That
why
seemed
not?
like it. He loved being a celebrity too. He did it for both reasons. He liked being at a restaurant, people recognize him. He
Sure,
liked the celebrity. A lot of those guys love the celebrity.
sure. I mean, you got to figure. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the Rat Pack, and they all just, they all have that celebrity, they all have that power, and that's what Frankie Sinatra, dear old Blue Eyes, he had that power with the milk, with the anywhere he went, it was old Blue Eyes, and able to control that freaking mafia, and he got our president elected, supposedly, JFK, and that was a big thing. It wasn't gonna happen without him uh, saying so. So that's good. I don't know if you could travel anywhere right now, where would it be and why? Don't say.
Actually, I think I would go to Austin, Texas. I want to go on get in the audience for that Kill Tony show. It's kind of a cool show. It's a podcast, and they bring in people, and they get a 1 minute stand up. So you get to watch people trying to show their stand up ability in 1 minute, and then they
Oh, really?
yeah, and then they talk about it, they critique it. They have like Rogan was on there and different
Well, I think
people.
that's great.
Yeah,
We should be doing the same thing.
yeah.
We could do that.
Well, you need a live audience. You cannot. I mean, people think you
Yeah.
can, but you can't do stand up without a live audience because
Yeah,
without the laughs.
yeah, because with just having your own heartbeat, it's not very good. You got to have that.
Well, your friend Jeff would be enough because his laugh is
Right, yeah.
His laugh is startling, and it would be actually more funny than the comedy.
Yeah, that would be pretty good. Yep. Yeah, no, I think that'd be great. So, Mr. Mankey, we're calling on you.
Yeah, get in here.
Yeah. Well, that's a good question though. And if I could travel anywhere right now, I would travel to Thailand to visit my friend, the Chocolate Man in Thailand. He does
Yeah,
a
how's
TV
he
show, by the
doing?
way. He seems like he's doing good. But there's a James James Rogers is his name, right? James, do you know me on Facebook? He goes by
James, do you know me?
James, do you know me? And then he also it's a James Casino with a K.
Yeah, but
James
his real
Casino.
name's James Rogers, which is pretty cool. Jimmy Rogers, man, that was a great.
Rogers, right? Well, and hopefully he knows. I don't know if he want that out there, but that's his name. And but he does this talk show, not talk show. He does a YouTuber. He's a YouTuber, and he's gotten much. He's actually a photographer, professional photographer, and a retired military man. But
Wow.
now he does quite a thing on YouTube called The Chocolate Man in Thailand, and it's pretty cool. His adventures everywhere. He doesn't sit still for one moment. He just travels around in Thailand, and he was over in the Philippines, I do believe, and then went to Thailand.
Yeah.
And he just likes to videograph or kind of vlog. He likes to vlog the beauty over there and their oceans and their beaches and their places of worship and their food and whatnot. It's pretty cool. So check it out, The Chocolate Man in Thailand.
On YouTube.
On YouTube. I will be over there. And when I come to visit him, it'll be The Chocolate Man in Thailand with the vanilla bean.
There you go.
I was like, well, if I was to help him for a day or two, I could be just add on the vanilla bean. See the
Yeah,
chocolate,
that's a good
chocolate
one.
man, vanilla bean. Well, as a kid, I was called the mean bean, so I thought it was kind of
Oh,
funny.
really?
Yeah, yeah. My I don't know how I was dubbed that. It was actually what my dad was going to college at the time as a little kid, and apparently one of his girlfriends called me that, and then my aunts heard it, and then my aunts and my cousins called me the mean bean forever. You know, it was
I
like,
like that.
yeah.
That'd
So
be a good
yeah.
name for one of those little coffee shops where people pull up and get it. The Mean
Oh,
Bean.
I could totally.
He makes a
Yeah,
mean bean. He grinds a mean bean. That'd be actually really good.
yeah, that would. I'm not sure. Yeah, why in particular? I don't know what happened there. Why I was called the mean bean. I got, but it was my cousin Mike and all that whole other side of the family called me the beaner or the mean bean.
Yeah.
It was like be new. I don't know. It's weird,
I like
but
how people just give nicknames. Something will hit them and they'll boom, you got a nickname.
well, yeah, I do that for sometimes people, and some people apparently don't like it. I don't know why in
Oh no,
particular.
a lot of them can't stand it.
Yeah, I mean, not like I'm not calling you people like a you turd monkey. That type of stuff is wrong. I would never call somebody that. But I mean, but if it's your kid, you call them monkey. That's okay. Oh, come on, monkey. I have two friends that call their kids monkey, which is great. Whatever. But I mean, I think as far as my son, my family, I have the Chan Man, which is just kind of a name because it comes out so easily. Chan
Yeah.
Man. And as a young kid, he was kind of like a big kid, so we called him the Chan Man. And then Mary was actually because of her initials was M.E. So I'd call her Emmy at first, and then her mom quit calling her Emmy, but then it's Mimi and Emmy is Mimi. And then I'm not quite certain.
I've
Uh,
heard I've heard of women named Mary being called Maggie because of
oh yeah, she
Mary
she calls
Magdalene. Mary Magdalene.
yeah, yeah, and Mary Magdalene. So
Yeah.
and one of her handles is Margaret something or other. I'm like, where she was Margaret, but yeah, it's Mary
Well,
Margaret. Yeah,
my mom was Margaret, and there was one of her friends called her Peggy. I'm like, what are we
I've
doing
heard
here?
that before. I've heard that
Yeah.
before. Yeah, I wonder where that comes from.
I don't know. I asked the lady. She didn't have a very good answer. So
Oh.
I ended up telling her husband that she was cheating on him. So because I just didn't like the way she called my mom Peggy and couldn't explain it.
Was she?
I just watched the Star Trek episode where the kids were doing things and controlling everything. So I thought, well, I'll just get her in some trouble. I warned her though. But yeah, Peggy.
Was she cheating on her?
Uh, no, I made all that up, but I did say, why are you calling her Peggy? It's Margaret. Go Maggie. We'll go Maggie. I can't give you Peggy.
I've heard of Peggy though, and yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but that's okay.
but that's okay. Richard and Dick don't make sense
Yeah.
either.
Well, yeah, but that'd be like if your name was Richard, we're gonna call you Steve. I mean,
Yeah, but why call him Dick? I don't get that.
well, it's got the ick in it. I don't know.
It doesn't. It's got itchery.
Yeah. Jack.
Right.
Jack for John is a little weird.
Yeah, Jack for John. That's a weird one. Yeah, I know a few Jack and Johns. Yeah.
Yeah, like if you're Lonnie and I called you Larry, it's people would like, what are you doing?
Well, I know, but if I was Alonzo, you could call me
Yeah,
Alonzo.
there you go.
Now I
Lonzo is
can.
a great name. Lonzo.
Yeah, my grandpa didn't think it was. Actually, my
My
grandpa's middle
favorite's
name was
Enzo. Enzo's very Italian.
Alonzo was my grandpa's middle name, and I said,
Ah.
why didn't you call, Dad Alonzo? He said, I wouldn't name the damn dog Alonzo. He hated Alonzo. He's like, I wouldn't name the dog Alonzo. That's fun. I remember that saying that. I love it when the memory pops back and you can remember somebody actually saying something.
Well, I love that statement. I can understand that it's your dad. I could see him saying it. I could imagine it. But that's good. Why would you name? I wouldn't even name my damn dog Alonzo. That's a great quote. You got to put that on one of those pictures.
Well, yeah, that was my grandpa. I wouldn't name the dog Alonzo. But yeah, I was like, oh, okay, well. So, but my dad's name is Alfred. Middle name was Alfred. So Lonnie Alfred Knowles. And then I'm Lonnie Christian Knowles. And yeah, so would you rather, Brian, have the ability to fly or be invisible?
I'm gonna go with fly. I can be invisible by just not letting people know where I am. I can already do that. So flying.
You can be invisible. Yeah, no, that's good.
It would be making cleaning the gutters a lot easier.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I think flying is the same thing for me too. I think that invisibility is probably getting you in trouble, you know, if they know or never knew, I guess. But yeah, just in your mind, you start, trying to, I don't know, deceive people constantly.
Yeah, it'd be
Flying,
a
you're not just.
life of deception, and I think deception should only be about 20% of your life, not
I
100.
think so too. Yeah, you're right. No, but yeah, because that's what it would be. You're deceiving everybody, and flying, you're not. You're just like, I don't know. Okay, here's a different one though. Have the ability to to be invisible or be read people's minds.
Well, I'm already able to read people's minds a little bit, so I'll go with invisible. I have predicted what people were going to say. We were at a party one time and I did that, but my friend said, well, this guy that you just predicted, he's so simple that anybody could. But I predicted exactly the next line he would say. And so I think I can do a little. Anybody can read minds a little bit. We know what people are thinking. We see their body language. When you say something to somebody, you know what they're thinking a little bit.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's why you can control a situation where it's like, they say, idiots say what? And you go, what? Because you're like, what? Because you didn't, you know what I mean? You can control the conversation a little bit. So
when you could tell by their answers what they're thinking and kind of read their mind. And especially when somebody starts deflecting, you know that it's an uncomfortable subject. Maybe you want to move off of it.
Of those people who are alive in your life, who inspires you and why?
That are alive in my life? Well, both my sons inspire me and several of my good friends. You inspire me. So just the people closest. I'll even say Joe Robbins for showing up every other Friday with us, even though we have no idea what the hell we're doing. And he's just there to help. So that inspires me. And these young bands like David Robbins and Silver Hill and those guys going to Richland tonight. Just people doing their thing. All the people around me.
People doing their thing are the people who inspire you. And I like that. I like that. It's a good thing, I'm all for that, that's cool. People inspire me, or people who are, empathetic and do the charity stuff,
Yeah. Well, we got to get running here. We're almost done. So you're going to, after this, you communicate with Tony Jones, straighten it all out, because he and I were having one of those conversations. It just was like we were in different worlds. So you figure it out with him, and I'll throw on a costume later if you want, because I woke up this morning thinking the show is stupid. I'm stupid. Austin Powers is stupid. My book sucks. My life. Yeah, I didn't want to do anything.
I'm sorry.
So it's 6 a.m. I'm trying to cancel everything. So that only happens once a week.
It's cancel culture. But we're gonna Rochambeau this here.
Self-doubt. You get up in the morning, like, this is stupid. Nobody cares. Yeah. So you go up, put out the fires, and then we'll have a show tonight.
Right. Speaking of fires, they're gonna start.
Well, like you said yesterday, it's not the Brian and Lonnie show, and so I got freaked out with no act. I thought, well, what the hell? So, but I'm back. It's almost 8 or 8. It's 8:08, so I'm awake now.
Yeah. No. But it's great.
I won yesterday.
You did. You won yesterday. It was 7-2, and now you won. So
I think it was 8-1, and now it's 8-2.
It was 8-1. Now it's 8-2. So
yeah,
there you go. Are you ready for this, folks? This is a Rochambeau.
Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, look at that! Twice in a row.
Paper.
Twice in a row. You'd be quick, and I'd be slow.
All right. We will see you guys tonight on Friday Night Live.
Right now it's a Friday. It's 8-3 now. So good job. You're coming back. We'll see you tonight, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, have a wonderful day and a great weekend. And in case I don't see you later, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.